Morning. Thought I might do a video while I'm out with the pupster. Okay. It's like boundless energy. Oops. Yeah. It's sort of like what we're middle of February. Sort of come into a local woodland and have a look, have a walk. Got some time off work. I had loads of hours owed to me because of my operation that I had on my knee, so just found out as well. Got to have open heart surgery. Apparently I've got bicuspid aortic valve, which is something I was born with. So it's not down to my you know, I've not abused myself and created a dodgy valve. I've always had it apparently. And it's a bit like a Mercedes badge. So if you imagine there's 3 parts to a Mercedes badge, that's what your valve's like. And they're called leaflets. And normal people have a normal valve. Not normal people. Normal valve allows blood through and obviously shuts like a valve should do, and it you know, keeps a nice even flow of blood going into your heart without building up too much pressure. And mine's been fine until they did until I had the pre-op for my knee, and she listened with a stethoscope to my heart and she heard a murmur. So further investigation, I had an echocardiogram, and that revealed this bicuspid aortic valve, for which there's no kind of medicine to fix it. It's irreversible, but so you have to have a new valve. And I've been told that I'll be having a new valve within the next couple of years probably. Lay off the booze, don't be vaping, don't be lifting heavy weights, just stick to a nice cardio, which is probably why I'm trying to stick to doing these walks and talks. So 2 choices: I can either have carbon fibre valve, which apparently lasts forever, but you have to take warfarin a day to keep your blood thin. The other option is to have a tissue valve, which is probably from a pig or something. And the problem with that, like, you don't have to have a tablet a day, but you don't know how long it's going to last either. So it could be 10 years after I've had it, I have to have the operation again. I don't fancy that. I don't fancy this. I mean, who wants open heart surgery? Seems like as soon as I've ended up I've never had an operation for like 50 years, and now all of a sudden I'm having operations left, right and centre. Operation on my toe, operation on my knee, second operation on my knee, and now this one. It's almost like it's built me up for it, but I'm not looking forward to it. I did think at first it was something to do with these vaccines, but I've been told, because you hear about all this myocarditis, don't you, and you hear about young athletes just dropping dead with heart problems, and it's just down to the mRNA vaccine. Apparently the mRNA produces spike proteins, which can clog up your arteries. Been watching Dr. John Campbell, and they've been doing post-mortems on people who've died with heart issues, and they've got all these like white growths sort of in the arteries and the veins and things like that. And it's like a protein, like this spike protein. And I think that's what's been causing, you know, the heart problems. I wished I'd never had those vaccines, to be honest. We're all made to, weren't we, really? You know, people had their jobs threatened. You know, we wanted to go to Canada. We were told, well, you can't come to Canada unless you've had at least 2 vaccines. So I ended up taking James for a vaccine. I wished I'd not, you know what I mean? Because it's just like finding out all these things now about the damages that the vaccines are causing. Where's she gone? She's in water, look. Bonnie? Up you come. Up you come. Oh my God. Up you come. Bonnie, why have you jumped in the water? Look at the state of it. Come on. Come here. Come here. Come here. She's a nightmare. Keep away from that water. Nearly give me a heart attack. Hey, with me. So, where was I? Yeah, these vaccines. You know, they made a right cock up of it, didn't they? Making us all wear masks, treating us like children. People couldn't go and see their loved ones. They were queuing up to get in supermarkets for toilet roll, God knows why. And looking back on it, you just think, what was all that about? It's kind of like scared us into all having this vaccine. I wish that I stuck to my guns and just said no, because God knows what could happen, you know. Just watching her, she's making sure she doesn't get in the water again. So yeah, anyway, it's a bit depressing, isn't it? So I think during the lockdown though is when I kind of discovered myself a little bit. Obviously there wasn't much to do. My son lives with me full time, so James, we just watch YouTube videos all the time. And I love like anything to do with UFOs and Sasquatch and cryptids, you know, that kind of mysterious goings on and stuff. So I think it stemmed from when I was a kid. We used to watch Arthur C. Clarke's Mysterious World, and it was always be something, either they'd be investigating Bigfoot or Loch Ness Monster or UFOs or ghosts or something. And it was I was totally engrossed in it, you know, fascinated with it, like. And so, you know, you get YouTube now, so I started looking at cryptids and things, Bigfoot and all that. And that's how we ended up discovering like sort of Todd Standing and watching his film and all this evidence that he's got of Bigfoot. And we went to go and see him, me and James, last year. As was documented on my channel. And it was amazing, it was brilliant, I loved it. Never been that way, I've only ever been to sort of Europe and always wanted to go to Canada, and it didn't let us down. It was stunning, it was just like the perfect wild camping place. Lakes, rivers, mountains, crystal clear water you can just drink straight out of. Glacial melt water, which would make a point of going in there, and even though it was like absolutely freezing, you know, we sort of like stuck at it there about 10 or 15 minutes, and he felt amazing afterwards. Eating berries and foraging, just real healthy living. Didn't have a drink for like 8 days. No vape. I should have stopped then, shouldn't I really? But yeah, since I've come back from there, I think Todd taught me a couple of things about, you know, looking after yourself a bit. So I've not been filtering all my water now. So I've got one of these big 8-gallon sort of filter drum with a tap on it. Just fill it up with your normal water out the tap, and it filters through these 2 big filters. And the difference, the taste, you know, even when I'm pouring the water now, you can smell the chlorine and whatever's in it, you know. It's like this filter I've got gets rid of chlorine, it gets rid of fluoride, heavy metals, plastic, all that sort of stuff, and it just tastes better. We even got toothpaste now that's fluoride free, because we're all sort of kind of educated, aren't you, to think that we've got to have fluoride for your teeth. Teeth are alright. I've used this stuff called aloe, it's made with aloe vera or something. Aloe dent, I think. Brush my teeth with that twice a day now. Drinking fluoride free water in the hopes that it will unlock the pineal gland, and then I can think straighter, operate better, and hopefully get back our bit of sixth sense that we've lost, or we've kind of had. I think personally we've had it kind of, we've been a bit dumbed down with maybe the tap water, any, you know, whatever's in our food, a lot of processed food. You know, sugar's not good, is it? And it's in everything. So, unfortunately, it's cheap and available. Otherwise, I'd be eating organic food all the time, which would be nice. But yeah, so I definitely think we've lost touch with our sixth sense. I think we've all got it. We're all born with it. You know, it's like they reckon, you know, you see kids of like had been taught, you know, you see footage, don't you, of kids talking to an imaginary friend, and you wonder, are they seeing sort of spirits or something, you know, in another dimension? And then the older you get, you lose that ability. I mean, it's like animals seem to have that sixth sense, don't they? So you're out with a dog and it knows if there's something, a wild animal or something nearby, well before you do. Oh. It'd be nice if we could get back. You know, we might have that kind. It might be a little superpower that we've all got, and we've all lost it. And I definitely think there's. I've seen footage of people who do remote viewing. So they kind of, they've really got focus, and they've used them in, you know, in situations where, like I said, there's missing people or someone's kidnapped or whatever, and they've been able to channel in and see where they are and pinpoint exactly where they are, and it's been proven to be correct, you know. And so it's like, it's got to be something in it. I think some people are more in tune with it than others. I think the majority of people are just like sheep, aren't they? Just watching mainstream media, being fed all this crap, not listening to what's really going on, or they're not actually, you know, sort of showing you what's going on. Because that's why I watch stuff like Redacted and Rumble, because it's not censored and it's not tailored a certain way. You know, we're all big enough and adult enough to take, you know, a situation on board, and they think they're gonna panic the nation if they tell you the truth and stuff. So I think we can all take it, but there's a lot we're not being told. You know, I'm into this. I like watching Dr. Stephen Greer and some of the whistleblowers that's come forward to him about some of the UFO things that's going on. You know, they're apparently there's a trade in arms sort of dealing and trafficking, people trafficking and stuff like that. And some of these whistleblowers have come forward and testified in front of Congress about seeing these like craft, no noise, just floating, you know, taking crates of people or weapons and then just shooting off at the speed of light. And too many people are coming forward with this kind of stuff now. You alright? So, Bonnie, with me, sit, good girl. Cyclists come past though. Yeah, so the more we've got access to these channels like Rumble and that, you know, the more truth we can listen about. And, you know, it's funny, once you start going down that rabbit hole, it's like, I feel like addicted to it now. It's like I can't stop investigating and researching wherever that may be, if it's UFOs, Sasquatch, Cryptids, Dogman. What's Dogman all about? I've kind of heard that like people's DNA has been messed with and mixed and matched with different things. Look at this. And I think possibly if there's another species out there in another parallel universe that's visiting us, like we seem to see all the time now, all these things, unexplained things going on in the sky. I mean, the majority of them apparently ours. They've got these secret black ops projects where they're reverse engineering crashed UFOs. And so a lot of the ones that we're seeing apparently are ours, and they're just trying to scare people. But there are some genuine ones apparently, with genuine aliens from other worlds. And I do believe that we've been visited before. You see all these things on like Ancient Aliens, all these like paintings and, you know, the structures that they've got, some of the pyramids and some of these vast block structures that have been precision made, you know, that we couldn't even do with today's technology. So I think we've been visited in the past by a higher intelligent species, and I think they've messed with our DNA a bit. Because, you know, a lot of these people are seeing these things these dogmen. And so, you know, even if one of them's telling the truth, that's one genuine sighting, isn't it? I definitely think there's Sasquatch anyway. I think they've been here for thousands of years. Could turn back because there's a flipping bunch of school kids there. There can't be. Can't be arsed with kids. Come. Yeah, so definitely believe in Sasquatch. I mean, I watched Steve at How to Hunt, and I have been watching him every day for pretty much 2 years, 3 years even. Well, since lockdown. 4 years, isn't it? And there's thousands and thousands of witness sightings, and I mean, Steve himself has seen one. So he talks about when he was a teenager and he kind of ran into one, or there was one watching him while he was out hunting with his bow and arrow. And his granddad even told him a story about when he witnessed one. And so that Steve kind of thought, well, they definitely are real because I've seen one, and why are we being lied to? Why has it been hidden from us? So that's what his channel's devoted to. He's just getting people heard, listening to eyewitness accounts. And there's thousands. And it's great because you feel like a real sort of family. There's people who are not been able to share their experiences, or in fear of being ridiculed and put in a straitjacket and what have you. You can now come onto Steve's show. Well, not come on, but they can send the stories in, and Steve will read them out word for word. And so it's like a safe place, and the more and more he reads out, the more and more people come forward. And the more, I think, well, my eyes are opened, because out of all those thousands, I'm sure there's 1 or 2 stories that are just made up, but I'm pretty sure the majority of them are genuine. And fascinates me. I mean, there's even been stories of people writing in from the United Kingdom, so Scotland, Wales, apparently Sherwood Forest there was a story from, but when I mentioned to Todd about Sasquatch being in this country, he was like, nah, I doubt it. But I've not seen one, but I've seen sort of some evidence, you know, some of these tree breaks that are a little bit strange, and structures in some of the forests that we've been to. But hopefully we're going to go to Scotland this year in August, have a week up there. James has never seen Scotland, so it'd be nice for him to go up there and see what Scotland's all about. And then we're going to have a little look, well, I will be for sure, checking out any evidence, tree structures, footprints, because I'm convinced, I mean, they can be anywhere. I mean, I know a lot of people see them in Canada and sort of British Columbia and Alaska and places like that, you know, which you would live there if you was a Sasquatch, wouldn't you? Because it's amazing, it's so natural and so vast, so beautiful. If I was a Sasquatch, that's where I'd live. But a lot of people think they're kind of interdimensional, they can go through portals and they can appear anywhere. And so if that's the case, then why not see them in this country? You know, Scotland especially, it's beautiful, it's wild and a bit cold, a bit wet like, but yeah, why not? Even if they just came and visited and then went back wherever they come from. I think they live in caves as well, so I think there's a lot of caves in around the United States and especially North America. There's a lot of cave systems that have been unexplored, and possibly could live in there. Who knows? They may have some. They may be connected with aliens, and they may visit this planet and go to other planets. And I know it sounds a bit woo-woo, but it's fascinating. I love it, and I just enjoy reading and watching and investigating about it. Just, you know what I mean? Imagine if you're on your deathbed and you actually find out it's all true, and you're like, oh, I've been lied to all my life, and I knew it. But anyway, maybe I'm just getting a bit crazy in my old age, but I love it. Anyway, oh, another spaniel. I thought that was Bonnie then. Check in with you later. I just thought I'd have a little ramble, you know, while I'm out and about, because somebody might be interested. See ya.